All right, friends, I'm going to do a brand new video, man. It's on Jesse James West. Yes, he just popped this video up, and yeah, I figure I'm going to do a reaction to the gym lifting fitness recruiting slave himself, Jesse James West. Yeah, man. All right. So Jesse James West says, I investigated if obesity is a choice. This is going to be a great video. If you're asking me personally, obesity is a choice.
This man is overweight, but is it his choice? Today I'm going to investigate the obesity epidemic and find out if fat people are
Absolutely, it is their choice to be obese.
victims or if they're just lazy.
You can expect obese people to be a little bit lazier.
And I'm going to talk to everyone on both sides of this debate, and I'm just going to warn you, it gets ugly.
I do not believe that obese people are lazy. It's a choice what they're eating to become obese. It's kind of obvious. Hello.
Parents should be charged with child abuse if their child is obese.
Is obesity a choice?
I believe obesity is a choice.
It is.
I agree with them. It is a choice because you're a carnivore. You're a carnivore animal. You're not supposed to be eating anything outside that realm. And when you do, you break the laws of nature, and then you pay the consequences. You become obese. Obesity is part of the domestication process. If you take a boar, a muscular boar, a hairy, tusked, muscular boar out of nature and domesticate him by feeding him a fake diet, a slop fake diet, he becomes extremely obese and domesticated. He's docile. That's what happens with these people. Same thing with them.
Choice.
Yes, 100%.
No, I don't think it's a choice.
Obesity is not a choice.
It is a choice, dude.
A disease.
Yes.
Why do
You see the excuses they make? Oh, it's not a choice, it's a disease. That's absolutely bullshit.
you think so?
Because you know when things start to get out of control and you just keep eating and not stopping. So I definitely feel like it's a choice.
Why
Yeah, eating the wrong... It is, yeah, she's right. But eating the wrong food as a carnivore, it's kind of obvious.
do you choose to not be obese?
Because I like to look good in a dress.
That's not why. It's because... Well, could be her one reason. She wants to look good in a dress. But the second part is she doesn't want to be obese. So she doesn't eat food that will make her obese. And the reason why she's working out is because she is still partaking in somewhat of that food. But she believes that she could come to the gym and burn those calories off. Those energy foods, which you're not supposed to be eating as a carnivore.
Says it straight. She says it straight.
You want me to be honest?
I don't think it's always a choice. Sometimes with schedules,
No, it's not. It's a choice. She's making this shit up, man. Schedules. It's not a choice. It's a schedule. No, you have a choice. You either eat that pizza or you don't eat those pizza. You don't eat that sludge, that slave food. If you eat slave food, you're going to become obese. You're domesticating yourself, lady. Look at you.
sometimes people don't know, like they have certain health conditions, hormone fluctuations.
They don't know that they have health issues? That makes absolutely no sense. You're not going to have any health issues if you eat your natural diet as a carnivore, as a human carnivore. What are you talking about?
Really hurt, especially for women. No shade, but men.
No, you're good. I'm just joking.
No shade, but men, like my fiance, for example, he can eat anything and burn it off within like a week or two. But for women, we're meant to have kids, so we do hold fat.
What would you classify?
What was that excuse? We women are meant to have kids, so we hold a lot of fat. You're not going to get fat on carnivore diet as a woman. You're fat because you're eating slave food, garbage. You're eating artificial food. What did you expect? Look at her. She's in a gym and she's domesticated herself because she can't stop eating the slave food diet. So then she makes up all these excuses why she eats slave food diets. They are based too on addictions as well and a bunch of other stuff. It's crazy. A carnivore making excuses why they've domesticated themselves eating slave food diets. Give me a break.
Yourself at?
It's that gray area. Like, I'm healthy, but I'm definitely obese. I need to lose weight.
What are you doing to
You're healthy, but you're definitely obese. That made absolutely no sense.
Fix that.
I'm here.
Let's go. She's grinding. She's grinding right now. Do you think that airlines should charge more for overweight people taking up 2 seats, or should that second seat be free?
Free? Is that a joke?
Nah, not free for the plus size, man. Why are you getting treated? You gotta work that off,
No.
man. Like,
No, I think they should pay.
I think they should charge.
yes, charge, bro.
If you're taking up 2 seats, you're going to pay for those 2 seats because it's your choice to be overweight or obese in that sense.
That's right. I agree with that.
So why should an airline give you a discount or some type of rate just because you're choosing? Absolutely, you should not be able to get a free seat just because you're overweight.
I would love it if they did give a second seat free.
So are you on Team Free?
I'm on Team Free only because right now it benefits me. But at the same time, I do understand that just because it's nice doesn't mean necessarily
If you are looking for a video downloader that lets you
doesn't mean necessarily that it's something that I'm entitled to. I mean, but they don't make it easier on you in the fact that they make things so expensive and the fact that they keep taking space away. Over the years, they keep making things more and more cramped, which makes things more difficult.
Opinions are pretty split down the middle, so I wanted to know what an expert thought. Dr. Mike Israel, pleasure. Great to see you. Is obesity a choice?
No. If you come up to people
Oh my God. It's a choice. It's kind of obvious. Hello. Jesus, man.
who have made a choice, let's say, to wear a purple shirt today.
Okay.
They looked at 2 shirts in their closet, blue, purple. And you come up to them, you go, I got a magic pill that'll turn your shirt blue. They're gonna be like, I'm good, I actually chose purple. That's how you know they made an active choice. How many people can you legitimately come up to on the street and you say, hey, I have a pill that just completely eliminates all of your body fat? You're gonna take it, you're gonna just like zap into a lean person's body. How many of them are gonna be like, nah, I wanna be like this? Sumo wrestlers and almost nobody else. So by that very, very direct reasoning, obesity is not a choice.
Everyone was comfortable sharing their controversial opinion.
Obesity is a choice. You are a carnivore. You are making a clear and conscious choice as an adult to eat that food which is going to domesticate you and make you fat. Carbohydrates and these plants make you fat. These processed foods, these slave foods, okay? It's kind of obvious. Hello?
When they were alone with me. But I wondered, what would happen if they had to confront each other? I got 3 fit influencers together with 3 fat influencers to see if there's a common ground on this controversial topic. Is obesity a choice?
I do think that it's a choice. I do not agree with
I think it's a choice. It is a choice. It's kind of obvious.
being obese in any way, shape, or form. I don't think it's a good thing in any way, shape, or form.
You can't argue physics, calories in, calories out. That's a scientific fact. But there's other...
He's arguing calories in and calories out. Bro, you are a carnivore. What are you talking about? You should not be eating any of these fake foods. Give me a break, man. Look what's going on with your body there when you eat it. It's kind of obvious. Hello?
hurdles that I've had to overcome with genetics that make it.
Look at all the excuses he's making. Oh, there's so many hurdles I had to overcome with genetics. Yeah, you're eating plant genetics, you fool.
So much harder than the average person.
Just by looking at you, I can see your...
It's so much harder than the average person because I can't stop eating sludge and slave food.
lazy and lack discipline in that aspect. You know, I know just from talking to you guys that you are, you know, influencers, you're doing bigger things and, you know, probably have good work ethic when it comes to that, because I understand what that, we all understand what that entails. When that's all the data that you have, there's a judgment made, and, you know, for you guys, it's a negative one from healthier people physically.
Do you think that being obese means that you're lazy?
So the average analysis of like 100 people, obese versus not obese, is the only difference between them, randomized sample from the United States. By a small margin, you're going to find more lazy people in the obese section. Because for any given level of food drive, which you assume is kind of average, if you're a little bit lazier, you get much heavier. If you're a little bit more diligent, you can say, you know, I'm going to make healthier, better choices, really keep my weight under control. Probably most of obesity, laziness is not an explanatory factor, but on the margins, yeah, on average, not for any individual person, on average, yeah, you can expect obese people to be a little bit lazier.
I went so many years of my life making negative decisions that in turn made me obese. I would have people...
Negative decisions that made me obese. Man, lady, you want to know what made you obese? Eating an artificial slave food diet.
say to me, like, let's go outside and do something active. And I'd be like, no, I don't want to.
Heaviest I ever used to weigh.
You don't have to do anything active. If you're a carnivore, if you eat meat, you don't have to do any of those things. It's because you ate something artificial.
Was 310 pounds.
And what are you weighing now?
235.
So you've lost almost 100 pounds.
Yeah.
I've lost about 65 pounds.
Is it ever okay to be obese?
They've lost weight, but they're still hanging on to the slave food diet.
Yeah, it's okay to be obese by default. Like, you know what I'm saying? You look good to me, girl. Hey, any obese girls out there, you feel me? I'm married, but my wife and I, the bed is really big. But what was the question again?
To me, it's crazy that people don't prioritize their health. If you are so, overweight and unhealthy that you have incarcerated yourself in your own body and you literally can't do anything, like what good is money? What good is status?
Exactly. It's crazy. This is crazy.
What good is anything without your health?
Believe me, I feel it. I mean, there's some days when I'm getting dressed to go out, and like the way that I envision the outfit in my mind, and when I put it on, it's two completely different things. As influencers, we're all kind of privileged. I can afford a gym membership. I can afford nutritious food. What about the person who lives in a food desert? They can't afford a gym.
You can afford a gym membership and nutritious food? What's nutritious food? There's only one kind of food a carnivore eats, meat. What are you talking about?
Membership. They're working 60 hours a week trying to support their family.
Do you think those people are obese?
Myself personally, I used to live
I have some advice for these people. Drink some raw milk, man. Eat some beef. Eat some seafood. Go out. Jesus. Eat some animal products.
in environments where I didn't have access to, the resources as far as proper nutrition, so I had to literally go out my way to go get the proper nutrition. I refuse to be a victim of my environment, so at the end of the day, you gotta want it.
Do you think a person
That's good for you. Don't be a victim of your environment.
weight is entirely their responsibility, or are there other factors?
Something can be entirely your responsibility, even though there are other factors at play. Like let's say a truck drives by and splashes me with dirty water. It's still my responsibility to get my shirt cleaned, even though it wasn't my fault. So obesity can be entirely not your fault. Usually it's not much your fault. Like, you just have dog genetics for being fucking hungry and wanting snacks all the time, and that's just a real thing. The responsibility for your body belongs entirely to you. So it is absolutely your responsibility, but also doesn't have to be necessarily your fault.
Did you know that if you go to Gymshark.com and use code Jessy10, you'll get 10% off your order?
That's live. I did know that.
If you want to, you can save 10%, looking absolutely beautiful in their high-quality clothing. Code Jessy10, baby. Is the word fat offensive?
No, I do want to have the caveat for a lot of people who are overweight, fat, whatever word you want to use. There's trauma. We can talk about sensitivity or not. I'm not sensitive to it anymore, but I used to be. Society has turned that into a negative word. It is a descriptor word. I am a fat person. I've modeled for Columbia. I've done stuff for Eddie Bauer and other big companies, REI. I get in my DMs people who are larger than me or plus size like me or fat like me saying, thank you so much for putting yourself out there because you put yourself, I saw you in those clothes out on the trail, in the gym. I got the motivation to go do it.
I totally disagree.
Again, the gym is not going to undomesticate you. What's going to undomesticate you is being in your natural environment. Eating your natural food as a carnivore is going to undomesticate these people. Jesus.
With the plus size models and all that stuff, because I think that it is advocating for unhealthy lifestyles and choices, and it's kind of normalizing it and saying it's okay to be this fat. I look at it purely as unhealthy.
So I got perspectives from fit people, fat people, and people in the middle of their weight loss journey. But I wanted to hear from someone who experienced both extremes.
My name is Simon Fontaine. I was 372 pounds and now I'm a bodybuilder.
So you were once a very big guy.
Yes.
And now you're a literal bodybuilder. You went on stage, you won.
I won the overall summer shredding male
transformation class, right? And
the whole show.
You did?
The whole show.
Oh my gosh.
I had to change who I was completely. I had to kill my old self to be reborn into who I am today.
From day one, you stated your goal?
Yeah, I stated my goal.
Yes, he had to undomesticate himself so he could go back to a normal human.
I'm gonna pick a date and I'm gonna pick and attend next year a bodybuilding show.
No! No.
Yes.
You're not.
I'm going to. And then I stayed up 99.999% consistent. I cheated once my entire
What
training.
made you make this change?
There was one very specific moment that happened. I turned around in bed and I was out of breath.
Wow.
I woke up, turned around in bed, I was like, oh, this can't be it.
How did you feel about yourself before you made this transformation? When you looked in the mirror?
That's a hard one, and I get emotional sometimes just thinking about it.
Okay.
But I hated myself, and
I hated myself, but he loved eating that sludge food, that slave food diet. You understand me? He hated himself, but he loved eating the slave food diet and domesticating himself, because someone who really truly loves themselves are not going to do that to domesticate the shit out of themselves. Get it? You know, once you get to a certain point in weight, you're going to be like, hey, man, I think I got to stop here now at this point. You know, Jesus.
That's okay.
I mean, like, I would avoid mirrors. And
he would avoid mirrors. He's getting emotional because he couldn't stop eating slave food diet. Oh, give me a break, man.
You don't really realize how bad that is until you get there. I used to make all these like self-deprecating jokes.
What is the matter with these people? Look at this guy. Oh, I'm depressed because I can't stop eating what I want to eat, slave food diets to domesticate myself.
Where I like, oh, I'll be dead before I'm 40. I'll be dead before I'm 50, and I didn't care. Like, I was fine. Like, oh, I don't need to work on my retirement fund. I'll be dead. Like, it's all these little things. I don't do that anymore. But back then, it was such an...
Think about it. Why are these chickens so big these days? These chickens are getting massive. They're so massive. What are they feeding these chickens? See what I mean? And these pigs on the farm, they feed these pigs. They're so fat. Jesus. It's incredible. They do this, I heard they even do this to cows. At the end of a certain cycle, a cow's cycle where they're about to slaughter the cow, they overfeed them with shitloads of carbohydrates. It's crazy. It's nuts. They feed them food that they shouldn't be eating, these cows, to blow them up. It's ridiculous. I've heard all kinds of scary stories, what they do to these animals. They get dysbiosis. The dysbiosis is passed on to you. Dysbiosis just means that you're eating something you're not supposed to. That causes dysbiosis in your stomach. Yeah.
Intense lack of self-care.
How did you feel about yourself when you were 310 pounds?
I mean, I hated myself. I actually got like diagnosed with like high blood pressure. It was like the first time I ever had to be like on medication.
I hated how I looked.
Yeah, I'd have high blood pressure too if I had to walk around with all that dead weight.
Didn't have any self-confidence. I felt miserable all the time. I was super depressed.
Yes, but you felt good eating that slave food diet, didn't you? See, nobody thinks about the consequences. It goes in, but they don't care about what are the chemical reactions that are going on inside. Jesus.
My feet would hurt, my legs would hurt. Like, I would lay down and have what I thought were growing pains, but they definitely were from being obese.
So she had all this pain and everything, but she continued in her behavior as a carnivore to destroy herself. Okay.
I found that I would easily like sweat, just like sweating all the time.
Like body temperature is higher than usual?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Carnivores, we don't sweat. I don't sweat at all. I don't even stink. Even if I work out or do something, I don't smell or stink or anything. I don't have bad breath. My teeth are completely squeaky clean all the time. Yeah, it's crazy. We don't get that as carnivores.
And once I started working out and moving my body every day and paying attention to what I was putting in my body.
This is not what I expected.
Working out and moving my body every day and paying attention to what I was putting in my body, those negative feelings that I had towards myself, they disappeared.
And how do you feel about yourself now when you look in the mirror?
Oh, God, I'm excited to wake up every morning. You know how crazy that is? I'm excited to wake up. I'm excited to...
Yeah, he should be at this point. Jesus. I mean, yeah, I don't know what he's doing here, though, exactly, too. Is this all natural? I don't know.
To meal prep. I'm excited to go to the gym.
Did he change one thing for another? Is he taking drugs? I'm not sure. Maybe this is natural. Who knows?
I have a girlfriend now. It's like my entire life just kind of came together so perfectly. And becoming this new person made me want to be alive.
The one part of your transformation, the most controversial part of your transformation, the weight loss drugs.
Yes. What would you like to know? I'm an open book.
So this is all medically prescribed to you. You're allowed to have all of this.
Yes.
Okay.
All of this is completely legal. I feel like the biggest issue is just there's a lot of misinformation online about what is a peptide, which is just a branched amino acid that's already in your body.
Yeah.
These are natural things.
And this all helps you lose weight as well. Along with the hard work, the cardio, the meal prep.
Let me iterate.
You know, I gotta really, honestly, you don't need these drugs to lose weight. You don't need any of this. All he had to do was go on his natural diet. I think he's still eating some slave food diet. I can't be sure, but it's kind of obvious. He's taking these drugs. You not need drugs to reverse this shit that you did yourself, domesticating yourself. To undomesticate yourself, you simply go on carnivore diet. And if you want to be strong and build, do more functional strength. Things that will give you functional strength. That's the best.
This is a very important thing. Okay. That I lost my first 105 pounds in 6 months completely naturally.
Wow.
It was essentially my choice because I wanted to see how optimized I could become and how far I could push this to try to achieve what I believe now is to be the most insane transformation on the internet.
Yeah, honestly it is.
His transformation would have been even more insane if he had used Gorilla Mind. My favorite products are Gorilla Mind energy drinks, Gorilla Mode Nitric, Gorilla Mode Creatine.
Gorilla.
Intelligence, psychologists, graphic designers arguing over the size of a font, the location of it, and its color in an ad, spending billions of dollars trying to feed us this food. So who's really cheating here? Is it my little brain that can't fight billions of dollars of ads, or is it this little tool that makes me feel full?
Yeah, but that's not food for a carnivore kid.
For a bit longer.
Do we think fat shaming is good or bad?
I think it's bad.
I think it's bad as well. I think it's good.
Is it ever appropriate to shame someone for their weight?
It's usually highly ineffective. For some people, it'll have an effect. A very small fraction of the population, that's the thing that gets them going and gets them to change. Shaming people for a whole lot of shit is probably pretty fucking lame for adults.
I love my little brother. And like, I was fat shaming him my whole life, trying to get him to push himself to be healthier, hold himself accountable, make better choices. It's not healthy, and I want him to be around and live a long time.
But is that the best way to go about it, though?
Bingo.
Is the question.
Bingo.
Well, I found that the best route of action to help your friends is to lead by example. You get what I'm saying? If they're your friends and they know that you love them and y'all have like a relationship that is in accordance with love, and they see you leading a healthy life, they're gonna want to follow you.
Is there no value in the truth?
But it's also in delivery.
I agree.
So I don't agree with fat shaming.
I'm gonna have to agree with that guy, man. If you lead by example, and if you made a mistake, you should fess up to your mistakes. We're all not perfect. We're human beings. We all make mistakes, but these people, they can't fess up to their mistakes, and that's their problem, man. Get it?
At all. I'm a very positive person, so I try to approach people in that way. I would try to reinforce that fat loss in the most positive way I can, but still let them know, hey, cut the shit and get to what you need to do, because at the end of the day, no one's going to do it for you. Excuses are what the world is made up of nowadays, and I feel like a lot of the reasons why people don't succeed is because they blame outside factors and other people for why they aren't succeeding, and because they're not putting the time in.
I mean, I've definitely been fat shamed. I've been obese most of my life. I've definitely got a lot of comments, a lot of jokes.
My God, I've been obese most of my life. He's been domesticated most of his life. He really needs to undomesticate himself to see what he could be like as a normal human being. He's missing out.
I'm not going to fat shame anyone. I think that's bullying.
And I'm not saying that I advocate for bullies. And it sounds like all of you have been like physical or or harassed or bullied about your weight, right?
Sure. Oh yeah, definitely. Yes.
And I'll never be that guy ever. I was fat shaming him my whole life. I think the softness of our society as a whole has led to more and more people being obese. Everyone gets a participation trophy, that kind of stuff. I regularly go 10 days without any food just for the mental toughness and discipline of it.
During the debate, everyone was...
Well, that didn't make any sense, man. You don't need to starve yourself, go without food for 10 days. For the mental discipline part, that made absolutely no sense. You don't want to stress your body out or stress yourself out. Stress also will cause you to become obese. Jesus.
Mostly respectful. But as they got more comfortable with each other, they started to get more honest. Things got out of control.
That's why I really can't stand the mental health stuff, because I'm like, you guys don't have real problems. Like, suck it the up.
There are people themselves.
I think parents should be charged with child abuse if their child is obese. It's a first world problem.
I'm going to have to agree with that. I agree with what that guy just said about the charging the parents with child abuse. Yeah, if their kids are obese, yes, definitely.
Been to third world countries. I've never met anyone there with battling with mental health problems or obesity, because they have real problems. You guys are arguing for obese people, and I would say you guys are.
I'm not arguing for obese people. Let's make that very clear with that.
Okay, well,
it's
with
just people in general.
At the end of the day, you are choosing what you refuse to change.
Oh man, he's arguing for obese people. You should just tell it the way it is. Yes.
If you want to change, you can make a change. Nobody gonna help you but yourself.
All the resources that we.
The only way to change is to ask what other people are doing out there, and you gotta lead by example too. But most of the people are it's kind of obvious they're breaking the laws of nature as carnivores. We are carnivores, and you're breaking the laws of nature, and this is the repercussions that you suffer. You notice these three guys on the left. This is what you suffer from when you break the laws of nature. See that? You could break man's laws, any kind of weird laws, but sorry about that, got cut off there. So you could break any kind of laws, man's laws, this, that, whatever, cult laws or something, I don't know. But break the laws of nature and you're going to pay the consequences. And these are the consequences. These three men on the left side, bro. Get it? This is what happens to you.
It definitely is a choice. We live in the future. We have the whole world in our pocket.
It is a choice. Yes, this is the 21st century, man. We already know. You can look. There's information everywhere. It'll tell you even if you were conditioned to eat slave food, you can uncondition yourself from eating the slave food diet. You understand me? Just the way you get there, baby steps, slowly, just like in a gym, building muscle. You have to start from the bottom and work your way up. The same thing with the slave food diet. You start from the bottom, work your way up to get off it and get onto the natural diet as a carnivore.
When you are eating from a sustainable approach, then it makes it so that you're able to still enjoy those foods that you...
What's a sustainable approach, sir? Oh, you can enjoy those foods, those slave foods?
like without going overboard. And that's something.
So you can still enjoy those slave foods without going overboard. You shouldn't be eating them at all whatsoever. See what I mean? He's crazy. That made absolutely zero sense. I should go back to eating these addictive things, these addictions. They're addictions. All plants are drugs, and all drugs are made from plants. They're addictions. Drugs are addictions.
I've learned a lot in the past few years about watching a lot of different YouTube videos. Like I watched some of yours too. Yeah, dude,
You watched some YouTube videos. You need to watch some more YouTube videos, bro, because look at you.
Realize, thank you. Subscribe, road to 10 mil, let's go. I had a health bout a few years ago. I have been meaning to get into health fitness a little earlier, but delayed because of...
Health and fitness. Fitness just means you're fit. You can move around. Think about it. Fitness just means that you're mobile. You're able to move around. If you're obese, then you're not fit because you can't move around. Get it? So what makes you fit? Being on a natural carnivore diet is going to make you fit. That's what's going to make you fit. No gym is going to make you fit if you keep eating a slave food diet. See what I mean? That makes absolutely no sense.
Working things of that sort, but I'm getting into it now.
Do you mind if I ask what that health bout was?
Oh, leukemia.
Gyms just stress your body out and they cause relative damage to your body. What kind of damage could it be? Several kinds of damage. Inflammation, inflammatory, it can be micro damages, it could be oxidative stress, oxidation damage, it could be a bunch of stuff. But that's all it does, man. That's all it does. The gym doesn't make you fit. What makes you fit is you being on your natural carnivore diet as a carnivore will make you super fit.
Really?
Yes.
Are you still dealing with that?
It's clear.
Dude, My man.
Yes, sir.
No excuse. You're in here. I love that. I love seeing that.
Real growth only happens when you get tired of your own Until somebody really reaches that, you will never be able to make them make the change. Now, when they hit that moment, embrace it. It is such a magical place to be.
What I took away from Simon's story and everyone else that I talked to was that you can be whoever you want to be, as long as you focus on your personal growth and always strive to be your best. And as always...
No, not at all. You could strive to be your best and be all this kind of stuff, but if you keep breaking the laws of nature, then it'll never happen for you, never.
Stay relentless. Peace.
See what I mean? Jessy never promoted anything in this video, didn't explain how people could get off of being obese. He never told anybody, how can you stop being obese? It's really simple. Go back to what is natural to you as a carnivore. That's it. It's really simple. There's the answer. See you in the next one, friends. Tell us what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. See you in the next video. Ciao, friends.